What's going on, fam? So the title of this video is Society is Doomed. For first and foremost, before I start, I would like to give all praise, all glory, all honor, all esteem to Abba Yahuwah and Yahushua Mashiach for using me as a vessel to work in and through me. So fam, I'm finna speak the real on this mug. I can only speak the real. I can't even be fake even if I try to be fake, fam. So I want to let y'all know that our society is going downhill. You would hope that it would get better, but it's only gonna get worse from here. You see, everything in this world is sexualized. You get on the internet, you go out in public, you try to get on your phone or this and that, or you talk having a conversation with somebody. You can't have a conversation with somebody unless it's about something sexual. People don't know how to use their brain. They don't know how to explore advance. Everything is so sexualized, and that became the normal of things. You got to understand it. So yeah, our society is doomed, because if it had come to that everything is sexualized, then that's crazy. That means that you know who in control of this world. You got to understand that. You see, we got men out here wanting to be women. We got women out here wanting to be men. You got women dressing up as men. You got men dressing up as women. You got to understand that. You see, why are you trying to change the way God made you? That means you going against God. You trying to change the way God made you. God made you a woman for a reason. He made you a man for a reason. So by you trying to change and go to a different gender or dress a different way or this and that, that means like basically you going against God. You telling God that you don't like what he did. You don't like his creation. You got to understand it. And you got the men today, they're weak. You got some men who don't even know how to do 20 push-ups, know how to do 30 push-ups, don't even know how to do sit-ups, who can't even go to the gym. You got some men who don't even want to get out of bed and go work, go provide. You see, by you doing that, someday you're going to be looking up and ain't no woman going to want you because you lazy, you sitting around all day. You ain't got no goals, you ain't got no ambition. You ain't got nothing going on for yourself. You can't provide. You see, man was made to provide. You got to understand that. You see, if you got to run to a problem, if you got a problem always coming up in your life, or you got something always coming up in your life, and you got to run to some type of substance, you got to smoke all the time, you got to drink all the time, or you got to try to run away from your problems, then you are weak, bro. You got to face your feelings. You're going to feel feelings. This society is so scared to face their feelings, they got to try to numb it. What do you mean numb it? You going to numb it for that minute, and then you're going to have to come back to reality and face it. You got to know how to face your demons head on. You gotta know how to you gotta know how to become friends with your demons. That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta overcome it so they won't get attached to you. You got all these addictions and you got all these problems also too. You gotta understand that. It's like, it's crazy, bro. And I look at it like this, like, everybody faking. Everybody doing stuff for an image, for clout, for views. You see the next trend pop up, and then you see a lot of people over here doing the next trend. Y'all following the trend, and y'all don't even know the things behind it. Like, that's saying, like, that's basically like when we grow up and we following the traditions and the holidays that our family celebrates. That's basically like what that is. Like, you following what you see somebody else doing, and you don't even know what's behind it, what kind of demonic attachment is behind it, or what's the thing behind it. You got to understand that, like, you following a trend, and it may be some type of origin or cult that you participating in, or some type of witchcraft or some type of voodoo that you participating in, and you don't even know what you're doing. Like, you got to understand that. That's why you got to be mindful of what you do. You see, people want to give up when life throws trials and tribulations at them, or want to give up when they got some type of problem. Why are you giving up? You see, trials and tribulations they come to test our faith. They come to produce perseverance. They come to only strengthen us. You got to understand it. So by you getting through a test, a trial and tribulation, you got another one that you got to get through. So you got to get ready. You got to understand it. Every single day, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be sunshines and rainbows. But what you can do is pick healthy choices, find the good out of life, and keep going. You got to understand it, because even if it's bad, it's going to be always some type of good in it. You woke up, you breathing. You got good health, you got water, you got a roof over your head, you got a car. Like, even through the bad, you got some type of good in your day. You smiling, you got your teeth, you got a peace of mind. You got to understand that. So that's how I try to look at it. Like, every time a problem come up, I know my day about to go bad, bro, I look at the good out of it, bro. I just smile, stay positive, bro, because what's the point in being mad, bro? We can't control what we can't control. Stuff gonna come and we can't control it. We can't dictate the outcome of our day, or what pops up tomorrow, or what trials and tribulations came yesterday. You gotta understand it. So you just gotta find the good out of stuff and just go. You gotta understand it, fam. Like, and what I like to tell people, like, you don't gotta have your life figured out. You don't gotta have everything. You gotta just go with the flow, fam. Just like let life flow with you. But what I do want to tell you is, if you watching this video and you young, don't waste your young years. Stay young while you can. Don't be ready to rush to grow up, fam. Still do kid stuff. But what I do want to tell you is, you don't have all the time in the world. People try to tell you, oh, you got so much time, you young, you 19, do whatever you want to do, keep doing this and that. No, because people would tell you that because they ain't did nothing with their life. They miserable. They gonna tell you that so you can be in the same predicament they in, and they can be telling the next person, oh, you got all the time in the world, and it's gonna be passed down, passed down. That's basically like generational curses. Basically, like that's basically what they is. People telling you to do that, but no, you don't have all the time in the world, bro. You want to use all the time you can, because once you waste that time, you can't get time back. That's the most valuable asset that you got. This time. You got to understand it, fam, and you have to use it wisely. Everybody got the same 24 hours in a day, so everybody got the same opportunities and choices to make. You got to understand that. So you don't have all the time in the world. So while you young and you trying to do all this partying, trying to have fun, drink, smoke, you wasting your years. You out here doing all this and that, and you don't even know what type of, you don't even know your vision. You don't even know what you want to be in 10 years. Like, how you out here smoking, but you don't know where you want to be in 10 years. You ain't even financially stable. You ain't on your purpose. You ain't physically fit. You see, and what I like to tell people is, bro, you see these vegans and all these people who eat healthy, they didn't just eat healthy and they didn't just start one day. Well, let me say it like this. It wasn't easy for them, bro. They had to constantly get up and do it and pick healthy choices out of it, bro. It was some days they wanted to get up and eat pizza. They wanted to get up and eat a milkshake, but they still chose to eat healthy, bro. You got to understand that. It's going to be some days that they relapse and want to go back and eat a cookie or this and that, bro. But you got to understand that at the end of the day, you got to get up and do it again. Do it all over again, no matter how hard it is. You got to understand that, fam. That's what I like to tell people, bro. It's going to be hard, bro, but you got to keep going, bro, because your future self, everything that you want, everything that your heart desires is right there, bro. It's the minute you give up is probably the second that you could have had your breakthrough, probably the second that you could have had everything that you want. You got to understand, I've seen people give up too many times and their blessing was right around the corner. So I would like to tell people, bro, like, just keep going, bro. Don't be scared to shine, bro. The sun don't care if it hurts your eyes, bro. You got to understand it, bro. So at the end of the day, bro, just keep going, keep persevering, bro. You got to get through all the odds. There's going to be a lot of distractions, all odds around you, no matter what, bro. Because that's the whole point. This system was made for you to fail. So through all the distractions, through all this and that, you still got to be focused and get through it. You can't let your situation or your environment control you or like program you. You got to understand that what your environment showing you one thing, you got to do to complete opposite. You got to strive through. You got to beat it. You got to go against it. You got to be focused and determined even more. You got to understand that, bro. You see, and like I said, bro, it's like everybody's lost. They don't know who they is. And better yet, some people don't even forgot who created them, like who they father is. Like, some people don't forgot their identity, what they was here to do. They got so lost in this world, this matrix. You see, like I like to say, we come in this world with nothing. We get in this world chasing everything, and then we leave with nothing. So that's crazy. People, like I said, we come in this world with nothing, and then people get in this world and want to chase this, chase that, chase fame, chase clout, chase money. But when you die, you ain't gonna have that with you. So what I like to say is, people, you wanna be looking for like positive stuff that you can invest into. That's what I'm trying to focus on right now. Invest in my money, so the money that I have when I work and get my paycheck, I can double it, I can triple it, I can find some type of business, some type of stock I can invest in, or this and that. But you got to understand that you want to build generational wealth. When you go, you want to leave an inheritance for your kids, for your kids. You got to understand that you want to leave something back. You don't want to die and just leave nothing behind for them and they just be broke and this and that. You got to understand that, bro. You should want to die or be passed on unconsciously dead and leave something behind for your children, leave something behind for your kids, so they can remember, so they can hold on. So you got to understand it, bro. But with all due respect, bro, this society is all over the place, bro. It's all over the place, bro. You got everybody going against one another, everybody hating, everybody all in it for themselves, everybody selfish. And we made it that way. I'm going to tell you why we made it that way. Because it's people at the top that's looking at us, and we the ones playing the game. You got to understand it. It's people at the top looking at us, and we the ones playing the game, and they looking at us. You got to understand that. The people at the top, their reality is social media. So when you get on social media and you hate, and they putting in your face fear, and they got y'all fearing this and that, that's low vibrational stuff. They want you to be scared. They want you to be feared. They want you to do all this and that. They want you to be, that's why they promote so many deaths, so they can have you in that low vibrational state. But you got to understand that it's us doing this. You got to understand that we doing this to our country. So people be saying like, Oh, where's God at when this and this happened? Where's God at with all the bad and this and that happened? God is not responsible for all the bad. We is. You got to understand it. You see, if God was to come back and destroy, if God was to destroy this, all the evil or the bad things that's going on in the world, he would destroy the whole world. The whole world is corrupted. The whole world is evil. You got to understand that, fam. The whole world is in control by Satan, Lucifer. You got to understand that. So we doing this to our own self, to our own country, going against one another, hating one another instead of loving. You got to understand it says what? Love thy neighbor as thyself. Your neighbor is strangers, people you don't even know. It's not just your neighbor, like your neighbor where you live at. No, what it means is people you see on the streets, people you come in contact with that you don't even know. That's what loving your neighbor is yourself, even though you don't know that person like physically, or you never saw that person. It's still loving them, still supporting them. That's why you got to understand that that's the thing that they don't want. They don't want us to come together and help each other and be together with one another. That is what beats this game. That is what beats this system. You got to understand that the whole point of this world when we came here was to divide and conquer. You got to understand that. And some people are still so blinded and not going to wake up and want to hate one another and want to do this and that. You see, I don't like to put riches or talk about money because money is not everything, but money can solve problems. You got to understand that. You see, I like to put God, and God bring the opportunities, and God put you in a position to get the money. You got to understand that. That's why I don't like to talk about money. But what I want to do say is a lot of people hate one another and despise one another. And y'all can be getting money together. Y'all can be creating a type of business, coming up with an idea together. You got to understand that. Why you hating somebody and you can bring in more revenue by doing it with somebody you hating. You got to understand that. Put your pride to the side and come together and create something. Make a change. That's what it's all about. We was here to make a change, to help one another. We are teachers and students of the game. You got to understand that, bro. And by us going against one another, that ain't doing nothing but just breaking us and dividing us even more. You got to understand that, bro. So at the end of the day, everything is sexualized. Everybody's lost. Everybody don't know what's going on. Everybody just running around like zombies. That's basically what I see it or look at it. Everybody is zombies. Everybody tired. They want to give up. They just tired, bro. Everybody just walking around like zombies. And what's the point of giving up, bro? And I be hearing a lot of people say, oh, like, I be hearing them like they be like, oh, it's still so more to come. You haven't even explored the world. Because I look at things and aspects from different perspectives, from all aspects. You got to understand it. So when they tell me, oh, you still got your whole life, you can travel and do all this and that, you ain't even seen the whole world. And I be like, bro, I don't even want to see the world, bro. I don't even want to be here no more, bro. Don't do what everybody else doing, because what society telling you to do is probably what you shouldn't be doing. And what society telling you not to do is probably what you should be doing. Because at the end of the day, I feel like it's all a game. It's all a lie. I don't believe in nothing no more, bro. I don't know what to believe in, bro, because I've been told so many times, and I questioned it, and I studied it, and I've been proved wrong. Like, it's like you don't know what to believe in no more, bro. So you just go flowing with life. You got to understand that, bro. Because when you know too much, it's going to be a lot. When you know too much, you see too much, it's going to be a lot of stuff, because people not going to have the same mind as you. They ain't going to know the stuff you know. They're going to think you weird and odd. You see. And what I like to say is, honest and authentic people call them weird or try to call them this and that because they being they self. People don't like when you yourself. They like when you like them, or when you somebody else or something that you not is. You got to understand it. When you going through a rough time, when you don't know who you is, when you out here struggling and you going through so much, man, people gonna love that. People gonna love when they see you down, when they see you not knowing who you is, or when they see you lost. But as soon as you pick yourself back up and you find yourself and you get on yourself, man, they gonna hate you, bro. Sometimes it'll be people who older than you that they hate you, because it'll be people who older than you and got more than you and still hate you. It's not because they got more materialistic things than you. They see that you got some type of light or something inside of you, some type of gift, and that's why they hate you. It's something that materialistic things can't buy. You got to understand it. It may be in your voice. It may be some type of talent you got. You got to understand it. And that's what people fear the most. When you wake up and you know who you is, your powers and your abilities inside of you, you got to understand that, bro. Because it be some stuff that people ain't did with their life that they wish they would have did early on. You see? So what I like, just, bro, like even the healthy people, the vegan people, bro, it was hard for them to turn vegan. They ain't just do it and it was just easy. Nah, they had some tough times where they wanted to relapse, go get a cookie, go get some type of pizza, cake, this and that. Nah, bro, it's gonna be some type of stuff. But it's choices that you gotta make in life. We all got free will, so at the end of the day, you gotta do the right thing No, you gotta know right, and you gotta do right. You can't know right and do wrong. It's always the right time to do what's right. It's always the right time to do what's right. You should not override evil with good. You should not override evil with evil. You should override evil with good. You gotta understand that, bro. So at the end of the day, just persevere. Keep going, keep moving forward, bro. You see, I named it Society is Doomed, but I be going, I just be flowing and talk about different stuff. I don't even be knowing, bro. It just be like, I just get on here and I just record and I just start talking, bro. But, bro, I was about to say this, like, bro, don't give up, bro. It's gonna be two different sides. Like I said, two different sides to every story. It's gonna be some people over here, but it's not some, it's majority. It's gonna be majority of the people that's waiting to see you give up because they want your position or they want what you got. They waiting to see you give up. They waiting to see you throwing that towel. But don't give up, fam. You don't know how many people watching you or looking up to you or watching you. It can be your cousins, your little sister, your little brother, or whoever, bro. You don't know they love you. They may not tell you they love you, but they behind the scenes hoping that you make it, wishing that you make it. You got to understand that. But that's very rare to come across. You got to understand, because nowadays it's to the point where the parents hating the kids, to the grandmas or the grandpas hating the kids, the brothers and sisters going against the kids. But at the end of the day, don't give up, bro. Do it for the Most High. Do it for yourself. You got to want to see yourself win. You got to understand that at the end of the day, you see, once you got to embrace the journey. You got to love the journey. Because the destination is no such thing as a destination, because it's steady evolving, it's steady growing. It's always going to be more and more and more. You got to understand that. You got to just embrace the journey, because once you get to where you're going, or once you keep going and keep persevering, and keep getting over destinations, you can look back on something. Self-reflect. That's key. Look back where you came from. Look back what you went through. Look back at the stuff that you said you wasn't going to get through. You got to understand that. Everybody nowadays just want to give up. They lazy. They tired with life. And what I say society is doomed. Because look, bruh, you got people. This is how it start off. You got a hurt person that got hurt when they was young. Then they go to an innocent person and they hurt them. Cheat on them, do something to them. And then now that innocent person hurt. And now he person that hurt onto somebody else, and then passing it on. And that's the whole world. One person was hurt and then it passed on, and it passed on. Like, basically like a disease. Somebody have it or something have it, and then passed on. Now everybody got it. Now everybody hurt. And that's where everybody is, hurt and pain. And that's why people out here want to hurt each other, kill each other, do something to one another, hate one another, because they all expressing pain that they ain't talking about, or they ain't healing from. But before you get into a relationship, or before you try to get to know somebody, you should always heal, bro. Why you bringing old baggage into a new relationship? Why you bringing old trauma and this and that into a new relationship? You see, you can bring that old baggage into a relationship, and you didn't know the Most High sent that person to bless you, sent that person to do everything for you. And then now you hurting that person, and you doing the same things because you didn't heal your trauma, or you doing things that you did in your past because you didn't heal. And now that blessing that was sent for you, you done misunderstood, or you done dumped it in front of your face, or you done did something to them. Now they out of your life because you didn't heal. Everybody in this world is hurt. They don't know how to heal. They ain't been taught emotionally intelligence. They ain't had nobody around them to tell them how to deal with their feelings and their problems. You gotta understand it, bro. So at the end of the day, bro, everybody just hurt, bro. And sometimes people will be hurt and don't even know why they hurt. Sometimes people hate and don't even know why they hate. Sometimes you gotta tell people that they hating, or that they doing wrong. You gotta understand that, bro. You see, when you a good and genuine person and you honest, you gonna tell people that come into your life the real, and they may take some of that. You see, sometimes the Most High place people in your life, even though you may not like it. He may place somebody in your life that's hurt, and it may be a lesson. You may love that person so much, but they a lesson at the end of the day, because you healing them, and you teaching them something that they never been taught. And now they can be a better person for their next person. You gotta understand that, bro. When I make a video, my storage always get full from these videos. So basically what I was leaving off is saying, like, every time you go outside, or when you do go outside, it's evil, but you see through all that. So that's why some people I see, they isolate themselves, or they be introverts, bro, because they don't want to be outside and deal with people. You see, they want to protect their energy, protect their peace. And by them going out in the world, you can still protect your peace, but at the same time, you don't want to be around that, because it can drain you and do all this and that. You don't want to, like, when you go outside, you can't find your people. So that's why people isolate themselves, be in the house by themselves, because they can do the things they want, talk to themselves. And the best thing you can ever do is talk to yourself in solitude. You got to understand that, fam. You see, when you go out in this world, you got to put a mask on. You got to be some type of way to fit in some type of clique, a gang. You gotta do something or be around this certain type of people to be around that certain type of people. You got to understand that basically you got to be fake to fit in. And it even says in the Bible, it's gonna come a point in time where the evil gonna be good and the good gonna be evil. That's what it is now. People praising the bad stuff, and they disliking the evil stuff. Basically, they praising the fake stuff. Everybody fake and they liking that, and you getting pushed in the algorithm. But when you real, you don't get no recognition. You don't. It's more harder because you being real. You're not doing what majority of society wants you to do or following what they want you to do. You being yourself. You being the authentic self, and that's what people hate the most, when you know yourself and you being your authentic self. Because when you authentic, you got your own mind, you got your own things, way of doing things, and you ain't dressing like somebody else. You ain't talking like somebody else. But basically, you got your own walk. You got your own style. People probably saying, "Oh, that nigga smell good," or "I like how he smell." That's basically what it is. They don't like when you got your own wave where you can create your own lane. You got to understand it. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself, is eat, sleep, and mind your business. Figure out what you like to do. Figure out the stuff you like to go out and do, or like to do when you're boredom, or figure out parts of yourself you never thought you had. You got to understand that. So at the end of the day, what I like to tell people is, like, keep going, keep moving forward, because that dark time don't last forever. It don't. It's going to be some type of good that you always going to find about your day or about life. And yeah, just find healthy mechanisms, helping healthy coping skills, and everything is not gonna change. Nothing's gonna change in your life until you change. Not your family, not your friends, not your surroundings. You spend all your time scrolling, waiting on some type of video to motivate you, but you gotta understand that you are the motivation. You got to believe in yourself. You got to be comfortable in your own skin if you really want to win. So if you're not confident in yourself, if you're not comfortable in your skin, if you're not comfortable in being your authentic self, then you're not going to win. How can you do something and you're not even confident in what you're doing? You don't even believe in yourself. You got to understand that, fam. So at the end of the day, the stuff that you want to do, the life that you want to deserve, you got to, your life and your habits got to evolve around it. It's not going to change in one day. It's going to change over time. Like at the gym, you don't get results in one day. You get results over time. It's over time. You got to enjoy the journey instead of the destination, because the destination is steady and evolving. It's steady growing. So it's really not no destination. So at the end of the day, we was here to grow, evolve. We was here to build, love one another. You got to understand that. So at the end of the day, I love y'all. Who should love y'all even more? Just stay up and bless. We true to this. We not new to this. A1.